All right, Chris Popper here in Bangor, Coach Mark Shields down in Bar Harbor. Coach, happy Labor Day. The Trojans were laboring early this morning.
Yeah, we had a 8 a.m. Practice time and got the guys in the weight room, and then we broke down some film on our scrimmage against Stearns and broke down some film on our next opponent versus Houlton, and then we took them up to the field and did a little walkthrough after.
So you had your first week. Well, this is, I guess, yeah, the exhibition game against Stearns happened Friday night. Tell us a little bit about that, how everything went.
Yeah, so I thought overall things went well. Um, we had to talk to the boys before the scrimmage about there was a little bit of chatter on the bus ride up that wasn't really talking about football, and then I discovered that one guy forgot his helmet, one guy forgot his girdle, one guy forgot to have his helmet fixed that was supposed to be fixed. So we had to have a little chat before we got out on the field.
Was Coach Burns chatting or was it Coach Shields chatting?
So that's a great question. Because I've been the good cop, right? Coach Byrne has been the bad cop. He's the Marine,
And he is a
and
police officer, so
yep,
right.
yep. So I've been sitting back, letting him be bad cop, but I had to be bad cop this time. And I do remember saying specifically something like, "If you think he's bad, you don't want to see me." So I said I can be even worse, believe it or
It
not. So
was the Waterville Coach Bad Cop Shields. For
yeah,
those that remember, what it's a year ago or 2 years ago.
yeah, yeah. The night, the day that my mother even scolded me after the game, um, you know, the way I conducted myself on the sideline that day.
Yes.
So anyway, once we got beyond that, we got into the scrimmage itself, and overall, it was your typical first preseason game on both sides of the ball. Each team made plenty of mistakes, and there was a lot to learn from. We definitely took some positives away. We were pleased with certain aspects of our offense and our defense. We didn't have any special teams, so we couldn't really focus on that. But we left the field feeling, you know, pretty good overall. I really liked the effort that the guys had. Our younger guys, they had a whole half of football that they were able to play, and that was fun to see. And they did a great job. They all played hard, and I think they did have fun. And so, yeah, I mean, it was, like I said, a great teaching tool, especially when you have a chance to sit down with your team like we did today and just go play by play and coach up certain aspects of the game.
One of the things we did talk about last week was everybody learning, and part of preseason is learning the Trojan way and preparing for a bus trip. So that was truth in action.
Yeah. Yep. So I think they got the point. I would suspect the bus ride will be even better this Friday night going to Houlton.
Yeah. So you do start on the road this Friday night. Everything's for real. Unfortunately, I will not be there and have the game on air. But going forward, we will, and hopefully we'll have a recap with some stats sometime next weekend. What do you work on this week the first question is, how did everybody survive the game? I mean, now that you're playing kind of for real with the exhibition game, injury wise, I know it's hitting's for real now, and it's a up a pace from practice. How did everybody make out with that way?
Yeah, actually, we did really well. We
Good.
walked off the field, and your typical ooey nowie type things, but no major injuries, and the kids are we're fairly healthy moving forward.
Good. All right. So what do you work on now as you get ready for Holton? I mean, obviously everything gets ratcheted up, and the speed has to be ratcheted up because you're no longer in double sessions.
Right. So I actually went to Bucksport on Saturday, Houlton scrimmage Bucksport, their preseason game. So I was able to see them live. And what I saw was a team that is going to be a tough team to face. They have a really solid quarterback. They have some decent size up front, and they have an athlete, number 44. I don't know his name, but he is clearly going to be the best athlete on the field for both teams Friday night. He does everything for them. They'll put him in the backfield as a running back. They'll put him in the slot as a receiver. They'll put him in motion for sweeps. He's probably going to do a lot of their special teams. So they have you know a player that's going to be a lot of our focus this week to try to figure out how to contain him. Plus, they have some other guys that you're going to have to stop as well. So, for me, defensively, there are a lot of things that I saw that I thought we did well. But there's also some things I feel like we definitely can improve on. And one thing I noticed was we were playing awful high on both sides of the ball. And as a
What,
football player, you really got to be
explain
low.
that to people who don't know what that means.
Yeah, so you don't really want to be standing straight up in football. That's never going to be a good situation for you. And we had some of our running backs were standing tall, going through the offensive line, and they were standing up. Some of my defensive, like my ends, were really high. My linebackers sometimes played high. So we want to try to be lower than our opponent, so you can get under them and push them back, and we're not the ones getting pushed back. So that's definitely going to be some focus. Offensively, talking to Elias Byrne and Chris James, my offensive coordinators, they really are going to focus on our faking, like our running backs.
It's
They're
that
faking.
misdirection. I mean, if you when you're in an eye, or you're in a with twin backs, you you want to have some misdirection so everybody's not just um, centered on the one back.
Absolutely. Great point. We were looking at tape this morning and we would go clip by clip and show the running backs, listen, on this play, you faked really well, and see the defense, they're keying on you because they think you have the ball. But the plays that they didn't fake well, nobody was going to key on them. So we got that point through, and I think that's something that's going to be a major focus for Coach Byrne and Coach James this week. And then, of course, offensively, as the season progresses, you're going to add certain things to the offense, and they have some things that they're going to, you know, include in what they've already been doing. But for the most part, it's like we're still in week 3, still really working on the basics. Blocking, tackling, throwing, catching, all those things that sometimes you forget about. You get caught up in scheming all the time as a coach, and then you get away from those fundamentals. And I'll give kudos to my volunteer assistant Wayne Gray. He's a great assistant coach because he's the guy that's always like, Coach, we haven't worked on tackling for a couple of weeks. And I'm like, oh, yeah, right. Or blocking or whatever it might be, those simple things that you just kind of take for granted. But if you're not doing those things well, it doesn't matter what scheme you have, it's not going to be successful. So we're going to keep focusing on the fundamentals for sure.
And obviously a fundamental play in 8-man football is the 2-point conversion. I mean, if you're lucky enough to get into that touchdown and score a touchdown, you've got to be able to convert 2 points.
Yeah, that's one thing we've definitely learned, haven't we, with 8-man football? I mean, you can basically get yourself another touchdown if you're, say, whatever, you score 3 touchdowns. If you can convert those 2-point conversions, those are huge because most teams in 8-man we found do go for two.
Right.
And if your opponent is winning that battle, then you're probably going to be behind on the scoreboard.
Yeah. I mean, quick math, 3 times 2 is 6. And right there,
Yeah.
it all adds up very, very quickly,
Even you and I could figure
especially,
that math out, which is
yeah, right.
surprising. But
On a Monday morning, on a holiday morning. Good job, coach. But it is, with a typical 8-man football game is a high scoring game. It's in the 20s, it's in the 30s. And those extra 2 points, you don't want to have to go out and score an extra touchdown because you missed 3 extra points or 2-point conversions.
yeah, absolutely.
All right. Well, a busy week for you. School starts. It starts for real. I mean, I guess you've had a couple days, but this will be the first 4-day week, and then a game on Friday, and you and I will talk on Thursday as we get back into our routine. I know it's hard to believe that summer is officially really over now.
Right. Once you hit Labor Day, that's what they say the unofficial end of the summer. But you're right. I really am looking forward to finally getting into a routine every day with preseason, with your mornings and your afternoons. And there's a lot of different, we have barbecues and we have
Right,
overnights and all this different stuff, which is great. But I think some consistency is going to be really nice. We'll practice 3 to 5:30 each night. So, we've been practicing till 7 o'clock before now, so
right.
that's going to help get kids home, get their homework done, that sort of stuff.
Yeah, because I mean, and we, as much as we talk about it, I mean, these kids are student athletes with student first. So, really important that everybody gets all the schoolwork so they stay eligible and
Yep.
all of that. All right, I know you've got a busy day, and yeah, appreciate your time, and we look forward to talking with you on Thursday.
Great. Thanks, Chris.